So, as you guys know, on this channel lately, we've been going a lot of nostalgic things, right? So, nostalgia for me being, older websites, older games, older computers, and songs and stuff like that. That's nostalgia for me. So, yesterday, I uploaded a TikTok to TikTok. I was browsing the Wayback Machine. If you're not familiar with the Wayback Machine is it's a web archive. So you can go on websites that were popular in 2006. If you want to go look at the old Google whatever 2006, 7, 8, 9, as far back as she goes. It's a pretty cool feature, and we're very blessed to have it. So thank you to everybody over at the Wayback Machine, and everybody that archives and screenshots web pages for putting that together and allowing us to have such a fantastic resource available. So I was on the Wayback Machine, and I was thinking back to my time in elementary school. When I was in kindergarten, we 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 started to learn how the basics of Windows computers and how to type. And as we advanced into older grades, first, second, third, fourth, we had computer lab hour, and we'd go into lab and we'd get to browse the web. And one of the things on the web that all the kids played, or the teachers kind of pointed us to, was called what was it? It had like Pop Tropica, funbrain.com was the name of it. So I was on the Wayback Machine, and I thought I'd go on funbrain.com, specifically from a screenshot from, not screenshot, a archive from 2006. So I put that on TikTok, and it kind of mildly blew up. I think I got 56,000 hits on it. So I thought today I would talk about, on YouTube, another computer program that I used a lot in school, and you probably did too, if you're my age. So today I kind of want to talk about Kid Pix. Now, back in the day when I said we had our computer hour in elementary school, we were brought to the computer lab. All the computers, they mainly ran Windows XP, or not XP, 97. So let's just have a quick backstory. So all the computers, they all ran Windows 97 except one. This computer that ran XP was on a higher set desk, and all the kids would kind of run and rush and kind of fight over who would get the special computer with Windows XP on it because it looked different, right? So on these computers, one program that they had pre-installed was Kid Pix. Specifically, Kid Pix Deluxe 3 from 2000 was installed on there. That was kind of what the school had, so that's what we all used. And boy, was this fun back in the day. So we'd go on there, and Kid Pix kind of allowed you, to draw, to it was like Microsoft Paint, but for kids. So they have a little paragraph about it right here. So I'm going to read that for you. So Kid Pix Deluxe 3. Kid Pix received a significant makeover with Kid Pix Deluxe 3. It was updated with a new 3D-looking interface and new sound effects, which makes it almost unrecognizable from the older versions. And that is very true, and we will get to the older versions in a little bit. The only surviving new feature inherited from Kid Pix Studio was the slideshow. This is possibly because the others were rendered unnecessary with the addition of clip art pictures and animations to the basic Kid Pix program. Now, clip art and those animations, they were very, very cool, as a kid, learning and discovering the computer for the first time. That it makes me emotional because I love computers a lot. I'm tearing up right now. So messing around with that and playing with that was always a treat. And that kind of carries over. It gets you familiar, with clip art and, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, those types of programs. So, that was always fun. You could draw. They had cool, on-screen animations and whatnot, and it was very, very interesting to play with. So some of the added tools, a background, to select a pre-made background from a large library, static clip art, a large library of that, animated clip art, sound tool, and the play button. So the clip art really was a major I guess addition to this version of the software. I couldn't find it, but I remember it like it was yesterday. So the background feature that we just went over, they had it looked like you know those T-shirts, right, where it's like the black shirt with the flames coming up off the bottom. They had a background that looked like that, and holy moly, did like 8-year-old me or however old I was think that was just the coolest thing. You know, I was like, oh, this is badass. You know, there's flames on there, and I always remember, I vividly remember always using that. On top of that, the effects they had where it was so interesting, and I can't really show it off. I guess I could if we do a YouTube search, if you would like to hold with me here. So if we go to YouTube here, and I'll just do Kid Pix Deluxe 3. Oops, I kind of spelt that wrong, but that's okay. And let's take a peek at this here. So this just turned into a really longer, a significantly longer video, because I did not plan on going over this. So here we go. This one looks like one I've watched on a channel called Pop Culture Tube, and they are running it on Oracle VMware. So right there, they're showing kind of some of the clip art. The animated clip art, that's a perfect example of it. And the little sound effects, too. There's sound effects for everything in this. I just remember it like it was yesterday. It was such a treat to use back in the day. Gosh, dude. Like... Yeah, so you can see it. It was very, you know, kid friendly and more towards kids. All the different animated clip art. Let's see if they have. Yep. So they had your spray paint tool. You could have different textures. It was just like Microsoft Paint, pretty much. You know, different textures. You know, stuff like that. So here it looks like they're clearing the screen out. So. Let's say you made a nice masterpiece like this, right? And you wanted to, you know, get rid of it. You would hit the little dynamite stick, I guess that looks like right there, and just watch what happens. Because again, if you are a little kid, this is pretty cool. And you could just mash that thing, like you could just you could just spam click it, and it would just huck them out. It would just keep hucking them out. And it was the coolest thing. The rainbows, man. All these sounds, dude, they're really hitting home. Holy moly! Oh man, that's crazy. Let's see if they have the presents and the dollars. I do remember they made a specific sound. I'm going, yep, rocks. Oh man, the sound of the money. Yep, there he goes. All right. So that's kind of. Oh, here's some of the backgrounds. Okay, hold up. So here are some of the backgrounds. So, yep, there's the flames right there. Look at this. I hope he does the flames. I haven't watched this, so let's hope that he clicks the flames for the video. Okay, kind of like the flames, and that kind of looks like a Windows XP wallpaper, doesn't it, you guys? If you're familiar with XP. Gosh, this was such a fun program. Such a fun program. Maybe if this video, this guy must not know how to use this. Yeah, whenever you do like a background like that, you had to clear it off because it ruined the screen. You could have gradients, all sorts of gradients. I do remember you can move the centering of the gradient too, wherever it was. So what this video didn't show here was the theme song for Kid Pix. So I have that pulled up, and it was always, me and my cousins would always sing this to each other when we were really little. Kid Pix, come on and play with Kid Pix. So we will watch that now. As you can see, this gentleman or gentlelady is using a Windows XP Professional Desktop with the black start menu, which is risque because everything I've ever used XP has always been the default because I think that looks the best. But to each their own. So without further ado, let's listen to the Kid Pix theme song. And like back in school, like that was the only icon on the desktop too.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
0.
Kid Pix, come on and play with Kid Pix.
Crazy, huh? That's crazy, isn't it?
That is the and the sound. Kid Pix,
It just kind of loops. Oh man, yeah, that crazy, right? So maybe if this video does good, and I'm sure it would do better if I actually, went through the software with you guys in a VM versus just kind of talk about it and pull it up in tabs. But this was a spur of the moment type thing for me. So that kind of covers, Kid Pix. Now, I mentioned before that I wanted to go back and kind of talk about the older Kid Pix, that obviously the programs that came before, and when I was searching this, I came across a website. It was a web app, a Kid Pix web app. So I went to it, and I kind of messed around with it a little bit here, and let me pull it up because I was just kind of drawing all over my screen, and boop, here we go. So as you can see, I'm kind of a not really an artiste, as they say, but this definitely reminds me of Paint the way this is working. Here we got a dynamite stick. Wow, there we go. Look at that. So that's how we clear it out. But this is an older version of Kid Pix that whoever is working on this put this into a web app, and this is fantastic if you want to go back and relive some of your childhood memories here. Whoa. So what are we in? Eraser? Oh, here we go. Hello. Hello world. Yeah, this is super neat. If you wanna check this out, I'll link it in the description of this video because whoever did this, they put some time into this. This is pretty neat. They also have a gallery of masterpieces. So if you wanna make some pretty cool looking art, there's a little Shetland pony in the old Kid Pix. By all means, whip some up and upload it to the gallery of masterpieces. This is a fantastic thing that I came across. It's new to me, and it's probably new to you too. And again, shout out to whoever did that because this is pretty cool. So yeah, that kind of really, walks this video out in a way. I grew up when, I'm sure you did too, technology was new, right? So kids nowadays, they can't relate. There's no way they can relate. When we grew up, there was dial-up, and internet was slow and programs were bulky and boring, but they were also new and interesting. And for me, using this, I'll always remember this. As long as I live, I'll remember using that program. That was one of the first programs I used on a computer that ran Windows nonetheless. And it's came such a long way from back then until now. And it's amazing how much technology has changed. And I'm sure we all can agree on that. Whether for good or for worse, it's changed. And it's nice to go back and take a look at these older programs that, now they're not so new and they're 25 years old, but they still hold a place in our hearts. There's a lot of things like that that I want to go over on this channel, and I plan to go over if I can remember to do them. One of the things is the original iPhone and older Blackberries. I really like Research in Motion, the older Blackberries, like the older curves and the bolds and whatnot, when they were on AT&T. and I kind of want to get one of those and do like a top down, like, MBKHD, like phone review type thing. But yeah, like that kind of sums it up. This is a really long video, 15 minutes long. I think this is one of my longest videos. Like I said, if it does well, I mean, I can get a VM going. I have no problem doing that and hunting down some software. Or if somebody maybe has an install disk of this and would be so gracious enough to let me borrow Kid Pix, and I could see if I could get it installed on a VM on my computer here, and we could go over the software together, by all means, let me know in the comments, and then we can get in touch from there. But yeah, that's about it. It's Friday night, so as always, be safe. Don't drink and drive. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed Kid Pix as much as I did. But that's about it. See ya.